This is Bagna càuda. It's Italian and means hot bath. It's a dip for vegetables and bread made with anchovies and garlic and cream and olive oil. There's more than one way to make it, and you can go online and look up recipes. You're going to see a number of different ones. I start with heavy whipping cream. Put one of these in there and let it reduce. So right now it's reducing. I don't know how long it'll take, but probably quite some time. I'd like to reduce it to maybe about half, so maybe about a pint, because that's quite a bit for just 4 people. They're not going to eat all that, so get it reduced. I'm going to do a comparison of an ancient grain wheat versus a modern day organic whole wheat. And some of you may know that today's modern wheat is hybridized, and what that means is it's been bred for yield at the cost of nutrients. The wheat that we eat today that's bought on shelves in stores, flour, pasta, so forth, bread, it's no good. It's very bad for you, and it will cause your insulin to raise rapidly, similar to sugar, which is a contributor to the so-called obesity epidemic that we are currently experiencing. The solution, or the alternative, is ancient grains like this, kamut, all-purpose Coruscant wheat. Now, let's see what the label says. Okay, for a quarter cup or 30 grams of flour, the organic modern wheat has 100 calories. The ancient wheat has 110. It has more, actually. It has no fat, 22 grams of carbohydrates, and less than 1 gram of fiber, and 4 grams of protein. This one has 1 gram of fat, 22 grams of carbs, which is the same, 3 grams of fiber, so this one actually has more fiber than the others, and 4 grams of protein. Looking at the label, you would think that this wheat is better. But calories and types of calories alone don't tell the whole story. I mean, what if this was pure sugar? Yeah, it does have more fiber. Anyway, I'm going to cook 2 loaves, or 2 loaves of bread with each of these. Make them exactly the same size and so forth, and same with everything, and see how it turns out. Okay, so I've got 3 cups of flour in each bowl, 3 cups of kamut in the left, and 3 cups of King Arthur whole wheat in the right. You'll see that the King Arthur is a little darker. The kamut is more of an ivory color. Now, I never know how much yeast to add, but usually I find that my bread doesn't rise a whole lot, so I like to add a little bit more than what's called for. Anyway, I have this, 3 packets. Actually, I have 6. I think what I'll do is I'll add 2 packets, which is equivalent to 2 tablespoons to each bowl. So that's 3 cups of flour and 4 tablespoons of yeast. And it says to mix it in water, hot water up to 115 degrees, between 110 and 115. And mix it with some sugar. I hate the idea of adding sugar, but I think the sugar is necessary to get the yeast to activate, so I will do that. Alright, so first I'll start off with a cup of water. Check the temperature. And it's 114, so that's good temperature. I'll add the yeast and sugar. There are 2 tablespoons of sugar, this kind of sugar, and 2 packets of yeast. And that will activate, and then I'll mix it in with the flour. The sugar is all at the bottom, so I'm going to have to mix this up. I added another half a cup of water. This is the King Arthur wheat, I think it was called. The organic wheat from Walmart, the modern wheat. So I put that cup of water with the sugar and the yeast in it, plus another half a cup, and I'll get it kneaded up here, and hopefully that'll be enough water. It's kind of sticky right now, but just need to get this all mixed up. I never know how much water to add, and just kind of do it by trial and error. but 1.5 cups per 3 cups of flours, or about a 2-to-1 ratio. Seems to be alright so far. We'll see. I'd say that this dough might be just a tad bit dry, I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet it under the sink a little bit. And continue to knead. There's the King Arthur bread ball in my pan. Now that's 3 ounces of flour. 3 cups. And it's probably not going to rise too much. I probably could have made 4 cups and fit in there. 4 cups might be ideal for this bread pan. This bread pan, it's a Lodge cast iron, in case you're wondering. So I did wet it again to try to get some of these folds out, but as you can see, they're still there. Anyway, I'll let it rise and I'll beat it down and let it rise again before I cook it. Now I'll do the same thing with the kamut, the ancient wheat. Alright, 2 tablespoons of sugar in there, and 2 packets of yeast, and the temperature is about 115 degrees, which is right on money, assuming that that temperature or that thermometer is accurate. And now I'll add this to my flour. Plus add another 1/2 cup. And well, this might be too watery. I know it's mixing a lot differently than the other wheat, but we'll see. Maybe it's going to thicken up here. Yeah, seems to be. Anyway, I'll stir this up and show you in a minute. Now this dough is very, very sticky. 3 cups with 1.5 cups of water, so that means too much water if it's just sticky, I think. And I'm going to have to add some more flour to it to hopefully deal with the stickiness. It's terrible, it's all over your hands. Yeah, so I'll add some more flour. I'd say one thing about this dough is it's much easier to knead. It's more pliable, it seems, than that other dough. Other than the sticky part, which you can remedy just by adding more flour to it, it's much easier to work with. Here is the store-bought King Arthur organic whole wheat flour, which has risen nicely. So apparently I used a good amount of yeast. Now the other dough, the organic or the kamut, or whatever it's called, this kamut flour, just put it in there. So I'm going to wait for it to rise now. Hopefully it'll rise like the other one. But this one, I'll let it rise maybe a little bit more, and then I'll beat it down and let it rise again. The cream is thickening up, but it could be a bit thicker. This holiday dinner will not be turkey or ham. I wanted something different, and the wife isn't a big fan of turkey or ham, since she's from Russia and her kids are from Russia, and they just don't eat turkey that often. And I guess they're not big fans of ham either. So, I went to a butcher and I got this 10-pound prime rib roast for 140 bucks. I'm going to cook that for holiday dinner, which is going to be today, because I'm not going to be here during Christmas. And I'm going to cook it in this. Put it in the oven. I wanted to cook it in my Nesco, but the Nesco needs a new heating element. I took it apart and it's got a lot of problems. I need to fix it, put it back together. Until then, I'm going to cook in this. The breads have risen nicely. I kind of hate to punch them down, let them rise again, because I don't know if they'll go back that high. So I might just cook them like that. I'll cut some slits in the top. And that'll be it. Here's the prime rib. I'm gonna sprinkle some Lowry's on it and some pepper. Maybe put some potatoes in there and carrots and onions, celery. And stick it in the oven. I don't know how long. I have to look up to see how long it takes to cook a 10-pound prime rib. I think I read somewhere about 15 minutes per pound. So 150 minutes seems kind of short. The Bagna is thickening up nicely. Well, it could be thicker still though. Alright, the prime rib has been salted and peppered, and I'm going to stick it in the oven. Temperature is about 375, and there it is. Now I'm going to have to get the time. The time is 13:10. The bread seems to have risen well, and look, the kamut bread has risen more than the wheat. Put some slices in the top and stick them in the oven. I don't think I'm going to punch them down because I don't think they'll rise like that again. Now the prime rib is looking pretty good, and I've added some vegetables in there. Still probably another hour to go, at least an hour. And the heavy cream has thickened up pretty good, so now it's time to cook the anchovies. And I've got the bread in here, which fell after I cut it. I shouldn't have cut it. Now that the heavy cream is thickened up, it's time to cook the anchovies. 2 packs of anchovies with half a stick of butter, maybe some olive oil I'll put in there too. And garlic. Gotta add the garlic. Garlic is in the cream. And the anchovies and butter are cooking. Now I'm going to have a beer. I believe this is a Scotch ale. Good head. See how it smells. It smells nice. Now for the Bagna, I stirred it up to mix up or dissolve the anchovies like this. Some people can blend it, but I just do it like that. And then you're ready to pour that in there. Of course, I could add some more olive oil in there. The only olive oil in there is the olive oil that was in the can. The rest is butter. I could put some olive oil in there. I'm not really sure. Let's see how much I need to add there. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think some more olive oil can go in there. So I'll put it in here, heat it up, and then add it. And that should be enough. I'll turn it on, heat it up. Is it already on? Yeah, there we go. And this bread. Got out this bread. Yeah, time to get that out of there. So I made a mistake, and I learned, I put slits in the top, and it fell. So next time I won't do that. Maybe let it rise a little bit, and when this gets brown, then slit it and see what happens then. But this is a mistake, and I learned from it. All right, here are the breads. This is the kamut, and this is the whole wheat. And there's still some Bagna remnants in there. I'm going to swab some up with some bread and see how it is. This bread looks a lot better than I expected it would. I'm talking about this one. And this one doesn't look bad either. But I'm really surprised about how that kamut is, and I'm looking forward to trying it. Well, I tried both of these breads. There's a little bit of Bagna, and they're both pretty good, but I really like that bread. I like it a lot. And it's supposedly healthy, unlike this.